In a world filled with pain, doubt, and darkness, there came a man whose compassion changed everything. From the very first moment, Jesus was already there. This man had been blind since the day he was born. All his life, he lived in darkness, but compassion stopped and reached out to him. After a lifetime of darkness, he could finally see. The miracle did not only open his eyes, it opened his faith.
Amen. The crowd stood in awe and then came closer, rejoicing with the man who could finally see.
Story number 2. When fear rose like the waves, he spoke, and the storm obeyed.
On the restless sea, the holy man was already there.
While fear surrounded them, he remained at peace. Then he stood and spoke to the storm.
Immediately, the wind stopped and the sea became calm.
They were filled with awe and whispered in wonder. Even the sea obeys his voice.
Story number 3. He fed 5,000 with faith alone.
Thousands followed him, and they had nothing left to eat.
Only this, in the middle of such a great need. But he did not see scarcity. He lifted what little he had and trusted it into heaven. And everyone received enough, and they were satisfied. They knelt in gratitude, and he looked upon them with a gentle smile. Story number 4. She had no strength left, only faith. He spoke with wisdom and compassion, and the people listened in silence. Among them was a woman who had suffered for many years, silently enduring her pain. She believed that just one touch would be enough.
And in that very moment, the miracle happened.
He turned and said, "Your faith has made you whole."
Gratitude and faith always touch what is sacred. Story number 5. Death was not the end. Not for him.
Beside the cold tomb, he stood with those who mourned.
Before the sealed grave, hope seemed gone.
Then he gave the command.
Lazarus, come out! The dead returned to life.
He is the giver of life and hope beyond the grave.
Story number 6. He lived in silence until one touch changed everything. Before a word was spoken, the holy man saw the one whom the world had learned to ignore.
The holy man stepped closer and touched the place where pain had lived for years.
What had been sealed was opened. What had been broken was restored. And without seeking praise, The holy man walked on, leaving wholeness behind.
After he had gone, the joy did not leave with him. It stayed.
Story number 7. When the waves rose, he walked above fear. The sea was in chaos, yet he stood in peace.
With faith, Peter stepped out of the boat.
But when he looked at the storm, fear took over.
In that moment, the holy man did not let him fall. And he will always reach out his hand.
Story number 8. A father begged, and faith crossed the line between life and death.
In the ancient lands of the Middle East, a desperate leader fell to his knees before the holy man, pleading for his son.
"Go home," the holy man said. "Your son will live." But at that very moment, life returned.
Story number 9. When joy was about to fade, he transformed the ordinary into wonder.
At a simple wedding in Cana, joy filled the air among ordinary people.
But quietly, a problem appeared. The wine had run out.
He asked them to fill the stone jars with water, and in the quiet that followed, in silence, he lifted his hands in prayer, then gently placed them upon the jars of water. A quiet golden light surrounded the jars, and what once held water now held wine. They tasted it and realized this was no ordinary wine. Joy returned to the celebration, greater than it was at the beginning.
Story number 10. Faith broke the roof and changed a life forever. He stood among them, teaching with calm authority. And then, faith broke through the roof.
He could not stand, but hope was now within reach.
And he saw their faith.
Rise, take up your mat, and walk.
Strength returned where there was none. The impossible became possible.
He did not just walk again. He returned with a grateful heart. Where faith was found, peace remained.
Across deserts and villages, these stories have lived for centuries, not only as miracles, but as thought.